How's it going, everybody? So today I want to talk about something that is kind of a hot button issue right now. We're going through a period of inflation, so where prices of everything is going up. Being in California, I just filled up my tank at $4.19 a gallon. So you go to the grocery store, everything's expensive, and it seems to be a problem for carpet cleaners because everybody in the industry, or at least a lot of people in the industry, are too afraid to raise their prices. They think everybody's going to go away. Nobody uses me. Nobody can afford me right now. I can't raise my prices because all my customers will go away, or nobody will use me, or in my area, everybody's too cheap. So I have to compete for that bottom of the barrel. You have to compete and fight for scraps, basically, because I can't raise my prices. And you just fill in the excuse that you want to put there, and it's just an excuse. It's something that you're going to have to get past in your business if you're going to stay in business long term. Hey, if you want to be in business for a short period of time and you want to realize after 5 or 6 or 7 years that you haven't really made any money and you've just been in the business to basically replace the job that you left, then by all means, be as cheap as you want, go off volume, and that can be what you want to do. But if you're a single truck operator or even a dual truck operator and you're going to price yourself low, you're going to hit a wall very quick where you're going to realize, okay, I'm making a lot of money, but I'm making very little profit. And this is because your prices are a point where the cost to do the job is very close to the price you're charging. So you come out and you say, oh man, I had $1,000 day, but I only made $150 because you serviced a whole crap load of people. And then what did you have left at the end of the day? Well, you spent a lot in chemical. You had a guy helping you or 2 guys helping, and maybe employees on the van, and they sucked up all that profit because your cost of providing that product was too high. And at the end of the day, that $1,000 is gone, and you service 15 people, back-to-back apartments, and you say, man, I worked all day long, and you've got nothing to show for it. And until you can dig into your numbers and realize, you know what, this isn't going to work, it's not sustainable long term, you're going to work yourself into the ground. You're doing 4 or 5 or 6 jobs a day just to make that the price point that you need, the money that you need to survive, because your money's going into chemicals and gas, and everything's gone up, or chemicals are more expensive now. Everything is going to be more expensive. I see guys saying, oh man, why is my protectant so expensive now? Why is this so expensive now? Why are my tires more expensive now? Why is the gas is going up? Man, I can't afford to run my business. And as soon as I hear somebody say, I can't afford to run my business, I'm like, well, why don't you just raise your prices? And then I see the fear. The fear is there. Oh, raise my prices? What do you mean raise my prices? I can't raise my prices. Have you looked at my market? Have you looked at what people are charging per room in my area? Have you seen the other companies? And my response is, I don't give a crap about what the other companies are charging. Who cares? Every single place in this United States, UK, Australia, anywhere you live has people that are charging nothing to clean carpet. They're everywhere. Stop saying, you don't know my area. You don't understand my town. You don't understand this. Yeah, I understand your town. I understand this. I understand that. Because it's the same thing all around the United States, all around the UK. Everywhere you go in this world, there's always going to be somebody that's willing to do it cheaper. That doesn't mean that you have to be cheap. It doesn't mean that you won't get any customers as soon as you raise your price. It does not mean that your business is going to die if you decide to go up 20% in your prices, 30%, 40%. I don't care what you think will happen if you do these things. What I know will happen is your eyes will be open and you will realize, oh, I'm not going to lose all my work just by raising my prices 20%. You have to look around and you have to understand everyone right now, everyone in any business, whether they run a business or they don't run a business, everybody knows that the price they pay to go out and get anything right now is more. And they understand and they know that next time you come to clean, it's probably going to cost more. They know this already. What's in your head telling you you can't do it is a lie. It's nothing, just nothing stopping you from raising your prices 20% or 30%. If your costs are up 20 and 30% or 10% or even 5%, your prices need to reflect that. It's really a big problem in the industry as a whole, and this has gone on since I've been in business, almost 30 years in business. This has been a problem from day one. Anytime somebody comes into the business, they say, well, I left my 9-to-5 job and I want to start a carpet cleaning business, and they get into business and what do they say? Oh, I better just price myself cheap so I can get some work. So that's exactly what they do. They price themselves cheap, they get a whole buttload full of work, and they're like, oh, this is great, I'm making a ton of money, but they're not profiting anything, and their wife's looking at them like, you've been working for 40 hours, 60 hours, 70 hours this week, why don't I have more money in my bank account? So, well, I had to buy chemical, and I had to buy this piece of equipment, and I had to buy this, and I had to buy that. Money's gone. Okay, so the problem is we have no business background. We don't know what we're supposed to do with that money. We don't know how to price ourselves properly. So if you don't figure it out, you're going to die by price. You live by price and you die by price. If you don't price yourself to where you're profitable, you left that 9-to-5 job that was giving you a paycheck with no expenses other than taxes, and now you're starting another job, but now you have expenses. So you say, oh, I only need $1,000 a week to live, so I'll just get $1,000 worth of work. Well, you can do that at the drop of a hat. Get $1,000 worth of work and not make anything. Yeah, you had $1,000 of work, but 2/3 of that went to expenses of equipment and prices on gas, and everything's going up. So it's a big problem in the industry because we don't know what we're doing. So start, and every time I say this, I know people are rolling their eyes because I see the post. Oh, what equipment is the best? What chemical is the best? What are you guys using for this? What are you guys using for that? Hey, should I buy this portable or should I buy that portable? Which truck mount's the best? Who the hell gives a crap? No one cares. The customer doesn't care what equipment you use. They don't care what chemical you're using. All they care about is, can you provide a clean carpet? And all these guys and all you guys that are wondering and bickering amongst each other about which equipment is the best or which chemical I should use, you're so worried about that. You should be focused on what is the proper price point and how do I run my business and what should I do to get more money. And the other thing that people ask is, how do I get work? Well, I can tell you how to get all the work in the world at a cheap price. Well, you can have all the work in the world, but if you're not priced yourself correctly and your business isn't set up to make a profit and you're running it just to run it as a replacement for your 9-to-5 job, it's going to fail. It will fail. It may take you 15 years to fail, but if you don't follow through with building your business correctly and properly and setting your numbers correctly and setting your prices correctly to where you're a profitable company, it will fail. If it doesn't fail, you're going to work in that truck until you're 70 years old and you'll never be able to stop, and you're just going to complain every single day. Oh, I can't make any money. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't go on vacation. I can't send my kids to college. Whatever it is that's that hot button in your life, it's never going to end until you can stop worrying about your chemical and your machines and start worrying about building your business correctly and properly. If you cannot do that, you might as well quit. You might as well go get back to that 9-to-5 job, because it's not going to be a fun road in the next 20 years when you can't retire and you don't have anything saved and you've never been able to buy new equipment, so your equipment's always breaking down, it's always garbage because you don't set enough money aside, because you can't, because you're not charging enough money. And I've seen this happen already about 15 years ago and some of you guys are new to the business within 5 and 10 years. You didn't experience this. So 15 years ago, we had the real estate crash. The real estate bubble burst. Everybody lost their homes. Mortgages were lost. And a lot of people lost their businesses because they were not able to weather the storm. They weren't able to go through it. They didn't have anything saved. Their customer base was built on price. They were the bottom of the barrel. They were fighting for scraps. And as soon as that level, all the people that lost their jobs and lost their houses and lost their mortgages and everything crashed and it was a bloodbath, all of those people at the bottom, they weren't buying carpet cleaning. They were going to the rug doctor. You're disposable when you're priced low. You're disposable when you're marketing to people that can barely afford cleaning to begin with. To them, it's a luxury. As soon as something happens in the market and everybody's doesn't have any money, and that's why here, people don't have enough money to buy carpet cleaning at a higher price. Well, yeah, the people that you're marketing to don't. And the people that are barely scraping by now, they're not going to buy carpet cleaning services from you at any price when the inflation gets to the point where they can't afford it. So set yourself up with a higher price, marketing to people that can afford it in any market. So somebody that's driving a Mercedes or a Bentley or a Rolls Royce, they could afford your carpet cleaning services at any price, regardless of what's going on in the world. If the market comes crashing down and everybody's losing their homes, do you think the neurosurgeon at the local hospital cannot afford his carpet cleaning? No, he can afford whatever you want to charge for it. The goal is price yourself high enough to be attractive to that person, because a low price cleaner isn't attractive to a person that does surgery at the hospital. They want the best cleaning possible and they know it costs more, and that fear in your head telling you that you can't charge more is a lie that you're telling yourself. So until you can get past that mental block in your head that says I can't charge more because nobody will pay it, until you can get past that block in your head, you're going to die a slow death in your business or just barely scrape by for the next 20 or 30 years. So if that's where you want to be, then by all means continue to do it. But I have another scenario for you. Let those low price cleaners service those low price people. And when the bloodbath starts and the market crashes again, because it's going to crash again, it's just a matter of time, let them be the ones to take the blunt of that, and they'll be out of commission. They'll be gone. So many people lost their business in the last market crash 15 years ago. A lot of people just folded up and quit. And a lot of people folded up and quit during COVID as well. They didn't know how to pivot. They didn't have anything ready for what was happening, and it kind of came down on them hard and they lost their business. So anytime there's a market crash, a whole facet of the carpet cleaning population goes away because they don't have any capability to pivot. They don't have any money saved up, and they don't have a price point that is attractive to higher price clients that aren't affected by the market as much and that can still afford these services. If you're servicing people that are in apartments and can't afford to barely pay their rent, let alone pay you, as soon as inflation gets to a point where they say, oh, I can't afford that, they'll just say, go get a rug doctor, we'll clean it ourselves. Go buy a Bissell, we'll clean it ourselves. The doctor doing surgery is not going to rent a carpet cleaner at the supermarket and clean carpets himself. It's not going to happen. Those are the people that are going to pay your bills when inflation takes out everybody at that lower price point. So this was a bit of a rant because I'm seeing it constantly. Every single day I see people struggling because they say, wow, man, people are so cheap in my area. I want to raise my prices, but I'm afraid I won't get any work. It happens all the time. It happens to everybody. It happened to me 20 years ago. My eyes were open and I realized people will pay a higher price. And I figured it out when I decided that, okay, I heard about packages, selling in packages, and I put a low price at the bottom and a high price at the top and one in the middle. And I went out on my next job and I sold the job at 3 times what I was charging typically. She didn't bat an eye. She just looked, oh, I'll take that package there. And I was like, what? What do you mean you'll take that package there? It's 3 times the cost it should be. And at that point I realized, no, I was 3 times cheaper than I should be. It wasn't her that was dictating what I charge. It was my brain saying, yeah, I can't do that. Nobody will pay that. I said it to myself. Nobody will pay that. I was looking around and seeing all these cheap cleaners at 15 cents a foot or $15 a room, and I realized, well, holy crap, I've got to charge that too. It's not true. You don't have to charge what they're charging. You can charge what you need, and that's the point. You don't charge what you want to charge. Charge what you absolutely have to make a profit in your business. Do not look at what someone else charges and say, that's what I need to charge, because that's what they're charging and that's what everyone's charging. In the last 10 companies I called, first of all, why are you calling other companies? It doesn't matter what they charge. What matters is what you need to make a profit. Profit is king. If you're not making a profit, you might as well go back to the 9-to-5 job, because there's nothing you can do if you don't raise your prices. You will die a slow, agonizing death in your business, period. So that's it. That's it for my rant. I'm going to transition to a lot less cleaning videos, and we're going to delve into business. Business is what really matters, is how to run your company, how to price yourself. And we're going to go in hard and heavy into pricing, into how to know if you're profitable, how to do things in your business that are important. So stop worrying about the stinking equipment and chemicals and start pricing yourself right. Start running your business as a business and stop struggling. I'm tired of seeing broke carpet cleaners on these boards, on these message boards saying, I can't make any money, I need more clients, I need this, I need that. You need to run your business as a business, okay? That's step one. So we're gonna go into the next few videos and we're gonna really change things up. So I want people in this business to be successful. That's my goal, to make you guys successful, no matter what market we're in. So continue to watch my videos, subscribe, review me on iTunes for the podcast, and let's make a change in this industry. I'm tired of seeing broke carpet cleaners. So my goal in the next 10 years is to stop people in this industry from struggling and being broke all the time. No more broke carpet cleaners. Let's be business owners that aren't struggling in their business anymore. So that's it. So visit Carpet Cleaner Training if you want to work with me directly and set up a consult, and I'd be happy to do it. Other than that, I wish you guys all the best. I'll see you in the next video.